since the Key Bridge went down, we've had probably, I would say, over a dozen that have started using the service.
A deep-seated fear brought to the forefront following the Key Bridge collapse. The image of the Francis Scott Key Bridge collapsing into the Patapsco River is shocking.
And for those with bridge phobia, it is outright terrifying. 11 News medical reporter Minnie Becerra joins us with a look at this right now. I mean, I'm surprised at how many people this really affects.
Yes.
And you have the info on what this is all about.
Absolutely, Jason. I bet you there is a good chance that you know somebody with this particular fear. They'll drive hours out of the way just to avoid going over a bridge. We discovered not only is bridge phobia common, it's also treatable. Millions of people drive their cars across the Chesapeake Bay Bridge every year.
Hey, Steve.
Debbie Flegel is not one of them.
Let's go. Thank you.
She hires a service to drive her and her minivan across the 4-mile span. Debbie says her bridge phobia came on out of the blue.
I don't know what it was. It was just one day. It was like super panic attack. And
She tried to overcome it.
last time I tried it, I thought I was gonna, I had psyched myself out. I had watched videos of people driving over. There is such a thing on YouTube. You can find, like from the driver's point of view. And I thought I was all ready to do it. It was terrible. It was terrible. It was terrifying.
Psychotherapist Dr. John Hirschfield says bridge phobia is one of the more common phobias.
It tends to show up in one or two ways. One would be simply the fear that if I'm on the bridge, something might happen, the bridge could collapse and I might drown or something scary like that. Another is a concern that I might have a panic attack or some sort of intense fear reaction while on the bridge, and maybe it's a long way to get to the other end of the bridge, or I'll be stuck in traffic, that sense of being trapped that people are trying to avoid.
Stephen Eskew is the owner of Kent Island Express Bay Bridge Drive-Overs. Debbie is a repeat customer. Stephen is busier than you might expect. He says sometimes as many as 20 people a day pay the $40 one-way fee to have him or his helper drive their vehicle across the bridge for them.
We do thousands of rides every year.
Customers from all walks of life.
We have our business travelers who use the service 3-4 times a week. We have our vacationers, we have our shoppers, we have our people that come and see their family.
It can manifest in a lot of different ways. One might be if you had a negative experience on a bridge, that might trigger a thought of like, okay, I don't want to have that negative experience again, so I'll start avoiding it. And over time, the longer you go with avoiding something, the more your brain thinks, hey, this is a good idea, you should stay away from it. So then when you try to approach it again, your brain kind of pushes your anxiety buttons and says, this might not be safe.
The Francis Scott Key Bridge collapsing into the Patapsco River, killing 6 people, is the kind of disaster that can bring on bridge phobia in some people.
And since the Key Bridge went down, we've had probably, I would say, over a dozen that have started using the service. Something clicked in them and they're not comfortable.
Someone who's very predisposed to catastrophic thinking and feeling like things are falling apart might just decide ahead of time, okay, no bridges for me.
Dr. Hirschfield says bridge phobia can be overcome with cognitive behavioral therapy.
The real change happens in the change in your behavior. So gradually confronting your fear. Maybe you start by having somebody help you to go over the bridge. Maybe they drive with you. And eventually working yourself up to being able to drive yourself across and have enough experiences doing that your brain says, okay, this is not a threat. It might be scary, it might remain scary, but it's not a threat that you need to avoid.
As for Debbie, she'll stick with the trip across the bridge with Stephen.
So this is working for me.
So how do you know when to get help for bridge phobia? John Hirschfield says if it's affecting your quality of life, your job, your social connections, your activities, you should probably seek professional help.